Welcome to Dreamy Tales English. I'm David. Tonight, we have a special story for you. It's called The Electric Car Maker of Shanghai. Shanghai is a city of contrasts, where ancient temples stand beside glass skyscrapers, where the Huangpu River flows between historic neighborhoods and futuristic districts, and where the past and future exist side by side like old friends who have learned to share space. But in recent years, something has changed in Shanghai. It is no longer just a city of cars. It has become a city of electric cars. Electric vehicles, or EVs, have taken China by storm. In 2024, China produced more than 6 million electric cars, more than any other country in the world. And Shanghai is at the heart of this revolution. The city is home to BYD, NIO, XPeng, and Li Auto, companies that design and build some of the most advanced electric vehicles on the planet. Among these companies is a young engineer named Chen. He is 29 years old, and he works for NIO, one of China's leading electric vehicle manufacturers. His job is to design the battery systems that power NIO's cars, the lithium-ion batteries that store energy, deliver power, and make electric vehicles possible. Chen was born in a small town in Anhui province, where his father drove a diesel truck for a living. Every morning, his father would fill the truck with diesel fuel at a gas station, pay in cash, and drive off to deliver goods across the province. Chen remembered the smell of diesel exhaust, the rumble of the engine, and the way his father would cough after a long day of driving. When I was a boy, Chen often told his colleagues, I promised myself I would never let my children breathe diesel fumes. That promise drove him to study engineering at Shanghai Jiaotong University. He graduated at the top of his class and was hired by NIO immediately. For the past 7 years, he had worked on battery technology, improving energy density, reducing charging time, and making batteries safer and more efficient. But Chen's work was not just about technology. It was about purpose. Every battery he designed was a step toward a cleaner future. A future where cities were quiet instead of noisy, where air was clean instead of polluted, and where children could play outside without breathing toxic fumes. One summer evening, as Chen walked home from the office, he noticed something unusual. A young woman was sitting on a bench outside his apartment building, looking confused. She was holding a smartphone and staring at it intently, but she did not seem to be using it correctly. Chen approached her. "Excuse me," he said. "Can I help you?" The woman looked up. She was American, perhaps 30 years old, with short blonde hair and bright blue eyes. She wore a backpack and a t-shirt that said "Hello from New York." "Oh, thank God," she said. "I'm lost. My GPS says I need to go to a charging station, but I can't find one anywhere." Chen smiled. "You're looking for an electric vehicle charging station?" "Yes," she said. "I just bought a Tesla Model 3, and I need to charge it before I can drive back to my hotel." Chen's eyes widened. "You bought a Tesla? In China?" "Well, I imported it," she said. "My name is Sarah. I'm a travel blogger. I came to Shanghai to document life in China for my YouTube channel, and I thought it would be cool to drive around in an electric car." Chen laughed. "Well, you picked the right city. Shanghai has more electric vehicles per capita than almost any other city in the world." He pulled out his phone and opened a map application. "Here," he said, pointing to the screen. "There's a charging station 2 blocks from here. It's operated by State Grid, the national electricity company. You can use your Tesla app to locate it and start charging." Sarah looked at the map and nodded. "Thank you so much. How do I pay?" "You just scan a QR code with your phone," Chen explained. Most charging stations accept both Chinese and foreign payment methods. WeChat Pay, Alipay, credit cards, everything works. Sarah stared at him. Everything? Even foreign credit cards? Even foreign credit cards, Chun confirmed. In China, we've made digital payment accessible to everyone, locals and foreigners alike. Sarah followed Chun to the charging station. It was a small kiosk on the sidewalk with 4 charging ports and a digital display showing the available slots. Chun helped her plug in her Tesla and showed her how to monitor the charging progress on her phone. "This is amazing," Sarah said, watching the battery percentage climb on her screen. In America, finding a charging station is a nightmare. Half the time they're broken. Half the time they're occupied. And the other half, you have to download 3 different apps just to use them. In China, Chun said, "We have over 2 million charging stations. They're everywhere, in parking lots, shopping malls, gas stations, and even on the sides of highways. And most of them are fast chargers, which means you can charge your car in 20 minutes instead of hours." Sarah looked at him with admiration. "That's incredible. How did you build all this?" Chun shrugged modestly. "The government invested heavily in electric vehicle infrastructure 10 years ago. They built charging stations, subsidized battery production, and encouraged companies like NIO to innovate. And then the companies did their part, designing better cars, cheaper batteries, and smarter charging systems." He paused and looked at the Tesla plugged into the charger, its battery slowly filling with energy. "But the real reason this works is because people want it to work. People in China care about clean air. They care about the environment. And they're willing to make changes, even small ones like switching from gas cars to electric cars, because they believe it will make life better." Sarah thought about this. She thought about her own life in New York, about the smoggy streets, the traffic jams, the endless honking, and the air quality alerts that appeared on her phone every summer. She thought about how different life would be if Shanghai's approach had been adopted in America. "You know," she said, "I came to China to document life here for my YouTube channel. But I think I found something more important than that. I think I found the future." Over the next few weeks, Sarah documented her experience driving an electric car through Shanghai. She filmed herself charging at public stations, visiting NIO's battery swap stations, and riding in autonomous taxis that drove themselves through the city streets. She interviewed engineers, factory workers, and everyday drivers about their experiences with electric vehicles. And she posted her videos on YouTube, where they quickly went viral. Her most popular video was titled, "I drove an electric car through Shanghai. Here's what I learned." It had been viewed by over 5 million people and featured comments from viewers around the world saying things like, "This is the future. I wish America had this. China is leading the way." And one comment in particular stood out. "I'm from Nigeria. We don't have enough electricity in our cities. But if China can do this, maybe one day we can too. Thank you for sharing." Sarah read that comment and felt tears prick her eyes. She had come to China to make content, but what she had really done was share a vision of a cleaner, quieter, more sustainable future that anyone, anywhere could dream of. Years later, when Sarah looked back on that summer in Shanghai, she would remember it as the moment her life changed. Not dramatically, not overnight, but slowly and steadily, like an electric car charging overnight, gaining power while you sleep, ready to go further and faster in the morning. Good night and sweet dreams.